Hello everybody, and we're back with another one of Rachelle's recipes. So thank you all so much for coming back into my kitchen, into my happy place as I like to call it. But today, I'm gonna show you how to make my infamous, and yes, I said infamous, spinach and artichoke dip. Now, I realized I've talked a lot about my dip. We've had my dip on Studio 10, but I've never actually showed you all how to make it step by step by step. So today, I'm gonna walk you through all of it. Let's get started. We've got all of our ingredients laid out right here in front of us. We've got the star of the show, the spinach. Now, what you want to do is make sure this spinach is frozen, okay? Don't get fresh spinach because it'll burn way too easily. You're gonna need your cream cheese. You're gonna need your Parmesan cheese. And what do we always say? We want block cheese, so this way we can shred it. In this case, for mozzarella, you'll be okay if you don't have the shredded. We've got some olive oil, some artichoke, of course, and our seasonings. We've got our black pepper. We've got our Goya, our all-purpose seasoning. We've got our garlic. We've got our sour cream. And of course, get your favorite type of potato chip. But looks like we've got all of our ingredients, so let's head on over to the stove and get started. All right, well, let's get started. And first things first, let's preheat the oven to about 350 degrees. And let's also turn our stovetop on to a pretty low heat. The next thing we're gonna do is take some olive oil and we're gonna put just enough to coat the bottom of the pan. So first, let's start with putting in a little bit of garlic. If you don't wanna get the full spoon, I would say probably put like a quarter of this. So remember, I said you wanna use frozen spinach, not fresh. If you end up using fresh spinach, what'll happen is that if you put the spinach in first, it'll start to burn, and then by the time you're done with your mixture, it's not gonna taste as great because the spinach would have been burned because it's on the fire for so long. But if you're using frozen spinach, it's defrosting while it's cooking all at the same time. So let's pour the whole bag in, and as that's defrosting, we're gonna take our artichokes and we're gonna start slicing them up so that this way they can be a little bit more dicey rather than whole pieces that we're eating in our mouth. The next thing we want to do is melt the cream cheese in here. So I'm going to try my best to break it up just a little bit, just to help it melt out a little bit more. Now, next thing we want to do is dump in our artichokes. Now in this moment, we're going to add a little bit of sour cream, which you don't want too much of, but 2 serving spoons full of pretty much works. Now, as we're cooking in and we're mixing in all these different ingredients, what I always like to do is put the spices in now before you finish everything, so that this way the spices have enough time to marinate and cook within all the food. So, my star, my girl, my Goya, black pepper to coat the pan. And as this continues to mix, now you want to just top it off with a Parmesan cheese. And now we want to add a little bit of mozzarella, just enough for it to be cooked inside. And just continue to stir the entire mixture together. Now, once everything looks like it's just about blended together, you can pour it into a bowl. So what we're gonna do is take just a little bit more mozzarella cheese just to put on top, just a little bit more, and we're gonna throw this right into the oven just for about 10-15 minutes. All right, well, she's looking pretty good. The timer went off, but now what I like to do is just add a little broil to her, just so that the top of it comes out a little brown and it makes it really appetizing. We're gonna put our broil on high, but only for 5 minutes. And really, when I say 5 minutes, all right, well, we hear the sound of that. Sounds like she's ready to come on out. Woo! How delicious. All right, well, we've made it to the table. We've got a nice side dish of some tortilla lime chips, but you can use carrots, cucumbers, tomatoes, whatever it is that you like. But serve it hot. It always tastes better warm than it does cold. But thanks for joining me, guys, and let me know if you try this at home. Let me know what it tastes like for you. It's good, really good.